Every business has a marketing story. Some are wins, some are lessons. I'm Kris O'Connor alongside co-host Derrel Allen, and this is the Marketing Podcast from Allen, Texas. Whether you're running a small shop or scaling something big, we're here to break down what's working, what's not, and how to grow. So let's dive in together. Here we go. Welcome to the Marketing Podcast. I am Kris O'Connor, your co-host, and I have a second co-host here.
I'm Derrel Allen, and today our guest is Ron Jones. Ron Jones runs a small little company here in Allen, Texas called MEMRO Music, but it's not limited to just Allen. That's because Ron is a music teacher and a music performer. And Ron, welcome. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
We're excited to have you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became a music teacher and all that good stuff.
Well, it goes back to my youth. At age 6, I'm the baby of 3. My father's a pastor. We had an organ in the house, and he was determined that one of his children would be his musician. Well, the first 2 failed, so there was only one left. And back in those days, you didn't make your own decisions. So they put me in piano when I was 6 years old, and been doing it ever since. Went through college, got my music degree, and even started teaching music in the public schools. But I've always loved performing, so I've done that throughout the years, and decided in 1988 that I wanted to teach other people to be able to do what I do, and especially be able to get college scholarships and not have to pay for college. So that was a big plus for me.
So tell me a little bit about MEMRO Music. Tell me some of the things that you're actively pursuing right now with your students, like how many students you have and how many gigs are you performing right now?
Right now, I currently have about 50 students, and I do a lot of different events. I really love doing like galas and parties of that nature. I do a lot of open house events for companies, which has been very rewarding for me, of course. I've been doing church music all my life, so I do that every week. So wherever I'm needed, I'm there.
So generically speaking, I would say marketing for a music teacher would not follow the same path as marketing for, I don't know, a grocery store. So there's got to be some things that you do specifically. Would that be right?
Absolutely. I've had a lot of success with networking with the chambers, and I actually have to be honest, a lot of my best referrals comes from online with the moms groups. I get a lot of referrals from that, and it's been very beneficial.
I'm going to say that's more relationship marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
More relationship marketing as opposed to traditional considered marketing.
Right.
So what are some of the struggles that you face with the things that you've been doing right now? I mean, how would you like to get more students or more gigs?
How would I like to? That's a great question. I pray about that every day. But I mean, there's so many different avenues. I'm sure when you're a music teacher, a lot of it is about word of mouth, about people knowing exactly what you do and how you do it. I have a very unique teaching style. I grew up in the time where they taught you to read by a book, and if you wanted to learn how to play by ear, you did it on your own. Well, I have a very unique system where I do both. So children are more apt to want to stay with me because they get to do the things that they like to do, along with learning the structure to be able to get into college.
So I have a quick question.
Sure.
Are you a strict music teacher? Because
no,
my great aunt went to Juilliard, and we had to learn from her. And we had to sit proper with our fingers just right. And if we didn't, we got our hands cracked.
Oh, you get sued doing that today.
Okay.
And plus, you want to make it fun for the children. And we, of course, being parents, of course, we know we have a different breed of children. Now, you could get away with it back then because you had no choice but to respect your elders.
Right.
And those type of situations, and you did what you were told. And now children have a little more freedom in their households.
Right. Well, they probably pursue it because they love it. Like I had to. It was a given. Every Saturday we were up in Oshkosh playing on her piano. And the only thing I liked about it was at Christmas time, she had a baby grand in her house. So we got to touch the baby grand. But that was the only time. That was the only reason why I kept playing piano, is because I really liked playing on on that baby grand.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. But
Well,
could I play today? No.
I ran a little opposite from you, where I am the baby of 4, and both my sisters and my brother took piano lessons from a very well-known piano teacher in Dallas way back in the day. And I came along at the end of his career, but I was so smart. I knew a whole lot more than everybody else, and I lasted about, I don't know, 3 months of piano lessons, and I played by ear, and I really didn't need it. And boy, I sure wish I could start over again.
It's never too late.
Well, I can still peck pretty well. So, but with that being said, are there any questions that you would have for Kris or myself, and things that we might be able to help you with some of your marketing things that you'd like to do?
Well, you guys have such a vast array of talents and skills and things that you do for people, because I've seen you guys in action. Maybe teaching me a little bit more how I can use AI in my marketing to make that fun. The commercials, I put music behind commercials, but I don't know how to do the AI side to be able to mesh that together, and maybe how to properly use ads.
Okay, let me. So on that lane, do you have a YouTube channel for MEMRO Music?
I do.
Okay, and how are you using that right now?
I'm not.
Okay, so you have the channel, and that's really important.
Hey,
when
that's
you look
step
at it.
one. That's step one.
Now it's not one of those things like Field of Dreams, build it, he will come. It's more like I've got it built. Now let's put some content out there. And the thing is, once the content goes, then the followers come.
Right.
But the content does have to go there. You've got the structure built. So what do you think would be some of the things? I mean, I want your ideas. I have some too, and I know Kris does, since we've mentioned it here. What are the things that you think you would like to have out on a channel like that?
Well, I like promoting my students. My students are fabulous. We have an annual recital every year, and people that come are just blown away at the talent level and the age that they're able to do what they do. So I really like to promote them, as well as promoting myself and the things that I do. I'm a one-man band. I don't have other instrumentation. I use my software. I have the band sound. I have every instrument in the band, but it's just me and my computer, and we go to town. We have a ball.
So when you say your students, what age limit, or do you have a limit on ages that you teach? What's the youngest?
The youngest I have is 4, but as long as they can recognize A through G and the ABCs, we can start. And I think I would be afraid to ask her how old she actually is, but I know she's above 70.
Wow.
So as long as your fingers still work and your brain is still functioning, which a lot of people don't understand, that music, especially piano, is great for preventing Alzheimer's and dementia. Yes, because what it does, it actually stimulates the right hemisphere of your brain, which is your mechanical side. Most smart people like you guys, you use your left brain. That's the intellectual side. Me, I'm more right brain dominant. So my brain is actually more balanced than a normal, just intellectual person.
Mm.
So I'm thinking that you've already touched on being a relational type of marketing need, and what you're doing right now with going to networking events and making those face-to-face connections. You can do that quite a bit through like a YouTube channel or other video avenues. So my question to you, is there a point of your relationship that you want to build that really kind of gets a sales hook into people, where you could say, your kid learning piano today will reap benefits in scholarships tomorrow?
Absolutely. That would be perfect.
So I want you to expand on that a little bit, because that's really a different take on what I've ever heard a music teacher talk about, is scholarships and for your music. I've never heard that in all the years. So let's dig into that a little bit and help people understand what you mean by that.
Okay, let's put it in a frame of an athlete.
Okay.
Okay, you have a super basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the country is going to recruit him to come and play for them.
Right.
He doesn't major. Well, he doesn't supposed to major in basketball. He majors in whatever he wants, but he has to perform on the basketball court to
Correct.
maintain the scholarship.
Mhm.
Music is the same.
Oh.
As long as I can prepare you to pass the audition, you don't have to major in music. You major in whatever you so desire. So if you want to be a doctor, lawyer, chemist, whatever,
Okay.
that's your major. You have to perform in whatever you audition for, say marching band or a jazz band or the symphony or the orchestra. That's the only thing that you have to do is fulfill your responsibility for the scholarship. And you can audition for any school in the United States.
Wow. And is this an audition like via video or in person?
It depends on the university.
Okay.
Most of the time a lot of colleges send out the band director or the choir director, whoever comes out. They go to different cities, different times, different schools.
Like a scout, like
Right.
football or baseball.
And sometimes they'll have you come to them.
Okay.
And then most popular is they'll have you send a video to them, and then they'll determine if they're going to, I'm not going to say
make a
waste
site
it,
visit,
right?
yeah.
They're going to make a visit or have an invitation for you to come in, and so they can see, because they're going to want you to sight read music, because when you're performing, you have to be able to look at it and play.
Mhm.
Now, I have some students who could care less about ever reading a piece of music. They just want the joy of being able to play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talent out
Yeah.
there. I mean, look at all the music shows and singing shows
Yeah.
on TV now, right?
True.
So do you have established relationships with any of these recruiters? We'll call them recruiters for a lack of a better word.
They have changed a lot over the years. I don't have the same number that I used to. I actually leave it up to the student. Where do you want to go to school?
But every
And then
once in
we
a while, I
make a
bet you have a
Yeah, I do
student.
have some.
You have a
Yeah.
student that you know
Oh, yeah.
you've got to go for this.
Right. I have. And we make sure that they're prepared. If I could just let you see some of the sheet music that they read for the audition, you would be amazed that kids this age can do that.
All right, so I'm going to try to push you towards the YouTube channel. And do you think I'm off base here?
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all.
Here's what I'm
Mhm.
like. Have you heard of Huddle for athletes? HUDL is a website
Yes. Mhm.
where coaches
Right.
and parents and everybody will upload the videos of
Right.
game time
Videos,
things
yeah.
of
Yeah,
their
my-
athlete,
mhm.
right?
Yeah,
And
my
that
son,
way
when he-
recruiters from all over the country can go look at it.
Right.
I don't know if such a thing exists for musicians or not, but you could actually start with your little group of having a place like that now. And obviously, whenever we're dealing with children and minors, you want to have the proper paperwork,
Right.
that permissions and consent and all of that. And of course, copyright consents on the pieces of work.
Right.
So, get some of that stuff from the old guys,
Right.
Mozart and all those guys. Yeah, that way they may not have to worry about it as much. But
Right.
yes, so I think that would be a really good avenue for you to include in your marketing. I mean, it just expands kind of a word of mouth. And while you are locally based, that would also allow those people who are, music professors from wherever, they can actually say, yeah, there's a recruiting pool in that area. They know about the Allen band,
Right.
being one of the biggest bands in the land. So music
Right.
is a big thing here in Allen. And so you get to play off of all of those kind of things in that music arena.
Right. It's good.
And what are this might be a really stupid question, I apologize, but what kind of music do you cover? Like, is it Mozart? Is it pop? I don't know. Sorry if that's a stupid question.
All. Yes.
Okay.
Of course, initially, I always teach them how to read the music.
Mm-hmm.
From that point, when they get to a certain age where they can make their own decisions, they determine what genre they want to follow. Be it if they want to continue. I have some students that just love classical music, so
Mhm.
that's what we study.
Mhm.
I have some that just love jazz. That's what we study. Some people who love gospel. So it doesn't matter. We cover it all.
Cool. That's
And,
great.
and my favorite classical is Gershwin.
Man, I love Gershwin. Man.
Well, that's what I was taught. And then maybe that's why I didn't like it. But when she allowed me to play rock and roll, right? Stairway to Heaven was my favorite thing to play on the piano. It just was fun, right?
Right.
And it was for me. It may not be for anybody else, but I would sit at the piano and play that over and over and over again
Right.
until my mother said it's time to stop.
Right.
But I understand when you love something, you just want to play, a lot of it. So I was curious on what genres that you actually.
Each child is different.
Mhm.
So coming back around to your gig work, have you played with any famous people?
Well, of course I have. The most famous, I got an opportunity to play with my idol. I grew up being a big Stevie Wonder fan, and I got an opportunity to play with him, and that was just like the highlight of my life. So, yes, I've done quite a bit of that.
Well, isn't that lovely?
It is, right.
Isn't that wonderful?
Next line too.
Well, I'm going to stop there before I get in trouble. I mean, yes, I'm a Stevie Wonder fan from, hey, I'm a 70s boy, so
Right.
What can I say?
And where did you play with them? I just want to dive
Here in Allen, Texas.
In Allen?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you get connected with that?
Well, it's kind of a bittersweet. One of my church choir members, Stevie Wonder, was married to his sister, but she was a vocalist and she wrote some of his songs. So when she passed away, he came to the funeral.
Oh.
And that's when I got an opportunity to, I'm sitting there playing and he's in the audience and I'm like, that's my guy, So when he got up to do his performance, I thought, I was just going to get up. He was going to do it. And he asked me if I would stay and play for him. And that was just like, heaven for me. Yeah, of course.
That is so awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
So awesome. So excited for you. Because who doesn't know Stevie Wonder? And if you don't, you've been sleeping under a rock forever.
You'll be surprised the age groups that don't know him.
That's true, because he's not out there as much as he used to be.
He lives in Africa now.
I know
he does? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're not really talking about me, but I did get to play with Edie Brickell.
Oh.
And the play that I played was a magic trick because I'm a magician, not a musician. So
Right.
Well, hey, star power, right? That's
All right.
awesome. So,
what else you got for us,
well,
Kris?
What is working for you now in your marketing? I know women's groups or Moms Allen's groups. What other kind of groups would you like to find to help you find more students?
Well, that's a loaded question because I can get students from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's kind of a hard question because there's not a group that I can't benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of students that go to different school types. I'm trying to kind of walk lightly as I say that, but there are different religious schools that may have one nationality that goes to that school. And that's how I really boosted my school because I was introduced to a particular school.
Gotcha.
And I won't give a name here because I don't know, any legal. I don't want to make
right.
But that just opened the door for. It was great after that. So that's been good for me. Great. The most glaring need that I have, or I really want to get into, are the homeschool communities, because children don't get the extracurricular activities that you get in a public school. So a lot of my best students have been homeschoolers.
I will circle back to where I asked you the question, what would you like some help with? And you said something about AI. Do you think that in the area of looking at AI, I feel there's almost not quite plug and play, but probably close to it, an AI that can analyze where your students are from now as far as marketing, and some methods to either search for more target areas like that or improve them, or even create new avenues, but by using AI to help you with the analytics of the data.
Absolutely.
How about that?
100%.
Yeah. So I think if you,
I was going to say, why don't you throw out there, depending on which one you use or which one you like, is where are the homeschool groups? Because they have monthly meetings. And there's a big homeschooling organization of
Texas Homeschool.
Previous client had homeschool roller skating. So I'm sure there's places to find your homeschool groups.
That's what I'm looking for. So I have two great experts that I know that will help me find them.
We would be happy to.
All right. So if we come to a place right now where we're kind of getting ready to wrap up, what have we not covered that you would like to cover or emphasize again about MEMRO Music?
We've covered basically the final points of what I love to do. My main purpose in this is, of course, to allow anybody, I don't care what economical status or background you have, but to be able to go to the school of your choice and be able to get the scholarship that you want. But also, I enjoy the fact that I am producing young performers that one day, hopefully, I can look across the stage and say, yeah, I helped them get there.
So something just popped into my head. It never stops marketing. Sometimes I wish I could turn it off, but I'm assuming, which I hate to do, you have a Facebook page about your company, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how often do you post on there? How often do you use that?
I'm not the best poster. So that would be a place that I do mostly on my personal page.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a whole lot on the business page because people rarely go to it.
That can be fixed.
Yeah, that can be fixed. Absolutely. Because so many people find you through the moms groups on Facebook. They should be able to find you with your business page too. So I'm going to offer to help you
Sure.
with that, to try to reach out, and maybe there's some homeschooling groups on there. I've never searched for them, but I'm going to assume again.
I have lots of connections in that
that-
area. So
yeah.
That would be great.
we can
Yeah.
figure out some things.
Okay.
You bet. And see, that's how easy it is if you want to get connected with something that's specific for you. Ron's business plan is going to be different from anybody else's, but in the end, we're still trying to reach clients. So,
Well, I learned a long time ago from Dan Kennedy at Glacier Kennedy Inner Circle that, because I always said back in the day that my business is different. My business is different. No, your business isn't different. It's just a different product. You still market, everybody markets, but it's just a different product. So it really opened my eyes back in the day when I was so ignorant about business that I realized you can philosophy and pop any business in there and make it work.
Chris, this has been good, don't you think?
I think it's been
I do
great.
want to add one other thing.
All right, go ahead.
One last thing. I teach in 3 different, I don't want to say locations, but I do go to the parents' homes,
Mhm.
or they come to my studio. And I also teach virtually. So I have students all across the United States that we
interesting.
teach virtually. So I'm in my studio, they're at their homes,
So
wherever
there
they
you go.
may be. So I wanted to throw that out there so that you would have that information as well.
So if you're listening and you
Mhm.
want to contact Ron, how do they get in touch with you?
They can go to memromusic.com. That's MEMRO music.com, or you can actually email me at memromusic@gmail.com, or call me 972-896-9478. And I'll be more than happy.
We'll be sure to,
entertain.
yeah, we'll have all of that contact information for Ron, contact information for me, contact information for Chris. If you need to know anything else about today's podcast, about MEMRO Music and Ron Jones, about Kris and her section of marketing, and Derrel Allen here in his section of marketing. What do you think?
I think it's been great.
Thank
We
you.
probably could talk a little longer, but I think the most important thing is they can reach you, they know what you're about and what you're looking for. And those are the key things. And hopefully by listening and people sharing this podcast, that they'll come and find you.
That would be amazing. Thank you
You
guys
bet.
for having me today. I've enjoyed
So glad
everybody.
to have you. Thanks a lot.
All
Kris?
right.
Do the honors. Send us out.
Okay. Well, we are so excited to have you all here and listening and watching. If you're watching, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel. And so we are going to bring more and more and more people in that have small businesses. That's kind of what we're focusing on. And not only helping with marketing, but finding out who they are and where they've been and where they want to go to. And we want to do the same for you. So if you think you want to come on our podcast, reach out to us. I think it would be fun to talk to you and interview you. But other than that, I think we're good for the day.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye, everybody.
That's a wrap on today's episode of the Marketing Podcast from Allen, Texas. If this helped you or gave you something to think about, do us a favor, share it with a fellow business owner who could use it. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Got a marketing story of your own? We'd love to have you on the show. Just reach out to us through email or a phone call. Remember, I'm Kris O'Connor. We'll see you next time.